What's up everyone and welcome back to SW Bricks and Figs. Today I'm showing off my brand new clone base on Dantooine. Let's get right into the details.
I'm sorry, Commander.
So here we have the 501st occupying an awesome clone base that's built into the mountains on Dantooine, and I think it came out really nicely. So in this video I'll be showing you all of the details from the working door to the working elevator to all of the different awesome clones that I've included in the mock and everything else like that. So stay tuned to watch the entire video. Let's get started. Starting with the roof here, we have Anakin's Jedi Interceptor. This is the 2020 version, brand new set I bought for this mock. I think it looks really good up here on top of this awesome landing pad. Then we have Anakin here with a clone trooper that sort of guards the landing pad. Anakin is sort of walking off the landing platform here, ready to see his troops and stuff. But yeah, so that is the landing platform here. I think it came out nicely with this perfect size for this interceptor. And I think it does look really cool. It looks like he's just arrived on the base and he is about to sort of instruct his troops as to what the battle plans are. So yeah, as we work our way down, this is the sort of front main entrance to the base. We have a few sort of awesome techniques I've used to sort of get these nice detailing all around, then a few cool windows. And then you can see this sort of like rock work all the way up this right hand side of the base as well. Then out the front here we have this sort of awesome cobbled terrain showing off the pathway where these sort of clones are running out of the base. So this would be sort of where the main sort of leading to the main battle out the front of the base. Then we have this cool water, sort of like pool of water here. I actually did a really cool technique with this sort of snot rocks on the outside just to give it a little bit more depth and stuff, and I think that came out quite nicely. Then there is a sort of like load of plants all around the outside, and I think I wasn't going to use the actual plant pieces, the colourful plant pieces, but I think they really did add something to the mock and make it look a little bit more colourful, and yeah, just add that extra aspect to the mock, and I think they turned out quite nicely. Then with the rockwork itself, I employed various different techniques, sort of from like snot techniques with these big wedge pieces, just to regular rock techniques and stuff like that. And I started with sort of like a dark tan and worked my way up into a regular dark bluish grey. And did the same over this side. Obviously this side doesn't go anywhere near as high, but this side goes all the way up. And then I've got this window, which is sort of encased in the rocks, which I think is awesome. Then at the top here, we have sort of a pile of dirt and sand on top of the base, on top of the rocks, sorry. And I think that looks good because it sort of spills out over onto the landing platform. And I think it's a nice little sort of integration between the roof and the actual front of the base. And then around the outside of the base or of the terrain, there is this nice black border, which I think looks really clean and sort of adds a nice finish to the mock. So then here is a look at the door. You can see it completely opens and closes, and I think it looks really cool. It can be a little bit sticky and it did take a long time to make. It sort of uses different Technic pieces and a lot of Technic work, which I can kind of show you bits of on the inside, but I think it looks fantastic and it's really cool to add sort of like different moving aspects to the base as well. There's also a lift, which I'll show you in a second, so stay tuned for that. Another thing we can do is remove the entire roof to get a better look at the inside of the base. It's sort of just attached with a few different jumper plates and stuff. So yeah, let's take a look inside. Then I had a lot of fun designing the interior of the base, and I think it did come out fantastically. I'm really happy with the look of it, and I was really happy to include some awesome figures like my ARC Trooper 5s, my hard case, and my Dogma there, as well as a few more down on the bottom, which I'll show you in a second. But I think the details of the base came out nicely with these sort of different control panels around the window, a few sort of storage containers over to the side there, and then all of this detail all along the top above the windows and above the elevator there as well, which I think looks really cool. These are sort of like just detachable panels that I sort of built. That's actually over the winch mechanism for the lift, but yeah, all of these are sort of just detachable panels that I put on to add more detail to the sort of interior walls of the mock, and I think they look really good and just add a lot more detail to the walls. So we have this cool little lift that runs from the top floor to the bottom floor. I'll show you how that works in a second. It actually fully functions. pretty well. Then we have these quite a few awesome designs. We have this wall here, which is at a weird angle. I'll show you how that worked in a second, but that was quite a cool design in my opinion. Then you see this sort of red stripe runs all the way up the middle. The main theme for the base is just these sort of Republic colors, obviously with the red and the dark bluish, light bluish gray. Then on the bottom here we have this helmet stand, which we have a clone sort of reaching for his helmet. Then over here we have Kix, who is an AVD code figure there, and he's sort of telling these clones where to take this sort of like injured clone, sort of pointing in the direction of the medical bay and stuff like that. And then we have more wall detailing up this side here with this awesome railing going around the balcony. Then this is actually the where the mechanism is for the door. So you just twist this. It can get a little bit stuck sometimes, but yeah, that's basically how that works. And I'm really happy with that. Honestly, I took so much time making this this door, and it was very tricky, but I'm glad I did do it because it just adds another aspect to the build itself. And yeah, I think it turned out quite well. So as you can see, this back wall, here's the technique I used for it. It's just literally a few plates put together with this cool exterior on the front of it, and then that just slots in place. It's a bit fiddly to do, but then you pull these little hinges down, and it just holds it in place like so. And I think that really does just look a lot better than just a plain wall. You can see it's sort of at a weird angle, and then I have some slopes on the outside bordering it and stuff, but I think that came out quite well. So here is a look at how the lift works. So just on the back side here, we have a small mechanism which you can use to lift the elevator up. And so you can see we've got a clone in there, and he can just be sort of winched upwards, and he will just appear up here on the second floor. And I think this was just a nicer way of doing it. I was going to do sort of like a staircase or something, but one, that takes up a lot of space, and two, I think it's just cooler having like a moving mechanism. Again, this one can get a bit stuck. I don't know what's going on here, but there's so many sort of like bits of brick that it can get stuck on. But there we go, he can come out at the top floor as well. And yeah, that was a really fun thing to work on. So overall, I really love the way the interior turned out. I think it looks fantastic, and I love the sort of colours and that sort of thing, and I love the 501st being in here. I think it's a really cool way to show off these new awesome clone troopers. And yeah, I'm really happy I made this mock. Building clone bases is just such a fun type of mock to do, and I really enjoyed it, so I definitely want to do more in the future. So the entire mock isn't huge, it's just on a 32 by 32 base plate here. You can see I did this nice technique on the outside of just this sort of mud and rock integrated together with just loads of plates. I think that kind of looks quite cool. And it's all sort of layered up on top of some filler brick as well. But I think overall this mock turned out really nicely. I'm very happy with it, and I definitely want to build more similar to this in the future. I loved being able to use some of the new sets, such as the Anakin's Interceptor and the 501st Clone Troopers as well as finally including some of my decaled clones into some mocks. If you haven't already checked out my full 501st army, I'll leave a link in the corner of the video to that, because so far my 501st is growing quite nicely. I'm doing sort of a series where I build up my 501st Legion. But yeah, that is this awesome mock here. If you'd like to see more, check out my Instagram for some more in-depth photos and stuff of the mock. Let me know what you thought of this mock. Let me know your favorite parts and things you would improve of it in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content such as this. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.